Hey everybody, Darren Carr, Morris Fire Department. Unfortunately this year we can't have anybody down at the fire hall, so we're going to bring the fire hall to you, and we're going to do the fire hall tour through movie clips. So if you were to come down here, this would be probably where we'd sit you to go through what firefighters' gear looks like, things like that, and you'd be sitting here. Usually we move all the tables, but for our purposes at the fire hall, this is our meeting place. We have our meetings here every month. We do training. We got a TV, we got a whiteboard, and we do some different training exercises in here and discussions. It's just kind of a big meeting room. Over here, we've got our kitchen, and you might have seen Kevin Stallman helped us out with a kitchen safety video this year in there. And what we do there is once a month, when we used to meet every month, we would make supper for each other. So a small group of people would make food for the rest of the group and kind of give back to ourselves. We like to do stuff for the community, but we also need to do stuff for ourselves too and take care of one another. So we have a nice meal together at the end of training, and this is the kitchen that we make the food. So after that, we're going to take you out to the apparatus room, show you the trucks and some of the other good stuff. All right, now we're in the apparatus bay. This is where we keep all the trucks. So this is the first truck out. This is our new one, number 12, engine number 12. And usually we try and show you some of the insides, maybe let you walk through it. But for now, we're just gonna kind of walk through and show you every truck that we have. So this was a new one. We take that to the first call, like I said. It's got tools on it. We've got fire hoses on it. It's kind of a do-all kind of truck for us. The next one in line here, this is engine 10. We've had this one for a little while. It's a pumper truck, so we run water out of this. Usually, depending on what the fire is, this is our second truck out. And then down here, we've got our ladder truck. Maybe some of you guys have seen this out. In September, we put it out with the flag on it to honor the 9/11 memorial. And so this has got a big ladder up on top of it. It goes to, I think, 75 feet tall once it's all the way extended. And we don't run this one as much, but we've got it in case we need to go to an apartment building. We use it for pig barns if they're on fire, or big barns that are on fire. We can pour a lot of water out of the end of this thing. On the end here, you can see there's actually a fire nozzle, so we can spray water out of this right here if we need to. And if we keep going down the line, this is what we call our grass rig. Basically just a pickup, but it's got a little bit of water in the back, so we can spray water out of the back on grass fires, ditch fires, things like that. A lot of times we'll bring this to a car accident, and we can move some people with it. We've got some traffic signs that we can help control traffic with. It's just kind of a versatile little vehicle. And then we've got our ATV, which we can send out in a field. It can get a little bit further into grass and the woods and wherever we need to go. We can use this on ice rescues, things like that. It's got a little bit of water in the back with a pump, and then here's the hose, and then a little nozzle that we can spray water with. Then over here, this is an old military trailer that we had got, and we use this to carry hoses back from a fire call, after a fire call. We got our boat up on top, so we can use that for different kinds of things. We can use it for ice rescue, and we can use it on the water, but the trailer comes in pretty handy. And then this is our Yukon. This is what we call a chief's vehicle. We can move people around with it. We can get a few firefighters and their gear in there. It'll go out on car accidents, things like that. This is the old Studebaker. This is pretty much only for parades anymore. I can't remember what year it is, but it's kind of neat. And then over here we've got our tanker truck, or a water truck. This used to be a military vehicle too that we got on a grant from the military. And if there's a country fire, there's no fire hydrants out in the country, so we got to bring the water out to the fire. So this thing will go back and forth from the country to a source of water so that we can bring water out to a fire. And then as we come back around over here, we always like to show the kids the hose tower. In here is where we keep all our hose, and we have to hang it so that it dries out, because obviously it gets pretty wet. So when we get back from a fire, we'll clean all the hose, wash it all off, power wash it, and then we hang it up here to dry. And so each length is 50 feet long. So it's in half, so the top up there is 25 feet tall. So yeah, we have to use a little pulley system and a hook and a rope. Hand over hand, lift that hose up to the top and hang it up to dry. All right, there's a couple more items that we have that aren't trucks that we use as kind of tools. This doesn't look like much other than a blue box, but it's actually a hose washer. So we fill this tub up with water. When the hoses are dirty, like after fire, we'll put them in through here, and there's some brushes and stuff, and we load it through here, and then we just pull it out like an old Play-Doh factory machine, and it goes in there dirty and it comes out there clean. So that's pretty handy. And then over here we've got our gear dryer, like our bunker gear dryer. So you can see a coat hanging up on the end over there. But after a fire, we tend to be pretty dirty because there can be mud and other things. Our gear gets full of black soot from like a fire and the smoke. So we have to make sure that we wash it to keep it clean, because all of that stuff can be pretty bad for us. So we get back from a fire, we wash our gear, and it used to take forever to dry the gear out because it's so many layers and it's thick, and we didn't have a dryer like you might have at your house or wherever you do your laundry at. So we ended up buying this. We'll hang our pants up on here, we put our coat on here, we can put our mask and our gloves, everything on here, we turn the air on, and then air pushes through these tubes and it dries out our gear really fast, and it's really nice to have. That wraps up pretty much the tour of everything you can see at the fire hall, other than being able to walk through the trucks. I hope this year's fire prevention was still fun. I hope you learned a bunch. Hopefully next year you guys can come down here, or sooner. If we can have an open house, we'd love to have you come down and see the trucks, and we try and make up some lost time for you. Till next year, be safe.